"Please stop kicking me," cried the black waitress to the CEO. Then a millionaire acted. The clatter of silverware died. Every head in the glass-walled rooftop bistro swiveled to table 12. A CEO in a charcoal Brioni suit had his polished loafer pressed against the shin of a black waitress, kneeling to retrieve a napkin. "Please stop kicking me," she whispered, voice cracking. The CEO smirked, grinding harder. His colleagues chuckled. Then a silver-haired man at the next table stood, phone already recording. One quiet sentence from him froze the room. The CEO's foot slipped. The waitress's eyes lifted, wide, stunned. The millionaire's shadow fell across the table like judgment. Azure sat 40 stories above Midtown, a see-through cube of wealth, where deals were sealed over $300 plates. Waitstaff glided like ghosts in pressed indigo uniforms. Patrons wore power like cologne. Nia Carter, 26, had served here for 2 years. Scholarship kid from Bed-Stuy, memorizing wine vintages between nursing shifts for her diabetic mother. She moved with the precision of someone who knew one spill could cost rent. Before we continue this story, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and like this video so we can bring you even more amazing stories like this one. Table 12 housed Marcus Hale, CEO of Hale & Thorne Capital, and 4 junior partners celebrating a hostile takeover. They arrived loud, ordering the tasting menu with modifications that changed every course. Nia absorbed each demand with a nod, refilling water glasses before they emptied. Halfway through appetizers, Hale's foot found her ankle under the table. Accidentally. She shifted. It happened again. By the entree, the kicks were deliberate, timed with his punchlines. His colleagues laughed harder each time her tray wobbled. Nia's smile calcified. She had grown up dodging worse in crowded subways. But the cameras here were worse than fists. Every phone a potential headline. At the adjacent table sat Elias Grant, 61 self-made real estate millionaire, dining alone with a leather-bound ledger. He had noticed Nia earlier. She'd recommended a rare Georgian orange wine that paired perfectly with his quail. Now he watched the kicks, jaw tightening. Hale's loafer connected again, hard. Nia dropped to one knee to hide the flinch, napkin fluttering to the floor like surrender. The 4th kick drew blood. Nia felt the warmth seep into her sock, but stayed kneeling, pretending to polish a non-existent spot on the baseboard. Hale leaned back, glass raised. Service with a limp, how authentic. His table roared. A junior partner filmed vertically. Nia's hands shook as she rose. The room blurred. Chandeliers, diamonds, cruelty wearing cufflinks. She had promised her mother she'd never quit a shift early again. Rent was due. Insulin wasn't cheap. She swallowed the plea rising in her throat and turned for the kitchen. Elias Grant's chair scraped. He was not tall, but presence filled the space money couldn't buy. He stepped between Nia and the table, voice low enough for only Hale to hear at first. "Apologize, now." Hale blinked, then laughed. "Mind your portfolio, old man." Elias lifted his phone, live streaming to a private investor group with 40,000 members. Marcus Hale, ladies and gentlemen, kicking waitstaff between courses. The screen's glow reflected in Hale's widening eyes. Nia froze mid-retreat. Hale stood, chair toppling. "Turn that off." Elias smiled without warmth. Already trending. Hashtags bloomed. Dan Azure assault. Hale kicks. Views ticked past 100K in seconds. Hale's partners scrambled for damage control, whispering about NDAs. One tried to grab the phone. Security materialized. Nia's manager, a nervous man named Victor, appeared, sweating. "Mr. Hale, perhaps we move to the private room." Hale cut him off. "Fire her. She's clumsy. Ruined my suit." He gestured at an imaginary scuff. Nia's voice finally broke free. "Please stop kicking me." The words hung, fragile, then shattered, as Elias turned the camera to her bruised shin, visible above her flat. The chat exploded. Victor opened his mouth, closed it. Elias spoke again, louder now. "Nia Carter has a 4.0 in hospitality management. Perfect record. You, Marcus, have a board meeting tomorrow." He tapped his screen. "They're watching." Hale's face drained of color. His firm's stock ticker scrolled across Elias's feed, down 3% in 90 seconds. He lunged for the phone. Elias sidestepped. Hale crashed into the dessert cart. Tiramisu rained across Italian leather. Security escorted Hale toward the elevator, his protests echoing off glass. His partners abandoned ship, one already on a call with PR. Nia stood rooted, tray forgotten. Elias knelt, offering a linen napkin for her shin. "You okay?" She nodded, numb. Victor returned, pale. "Nia, the owner wants you in the office. Now." The room buzzed. Phones followed her like searchlights. In the mirrored office overlooking the city, Azure's owner, a reclusive tech heiress named Lin Zhao, waited behind a desk of smoked oak. She slid a tablet across. Live feed. Hale's board demanding his resignation. Stock down 11%. Lin's voice was steel. He's banned. Permanently. She turned to Nia. Elias Grant just bought this restaurant. Effective immediately. Nia's breath caught. Lin continued. He wants you as general manager. Equity stake. Full medical for your mother. Elias entered, brushing mascarpone from his sleeve. You earned this before tonight. I just sped up the paperwork. He showed her the contract. 6 figures. Profit sharing. Her name already signed as partner. Downstairs, Hale's elevator doors closed on his screaming face. The dining room erupted in applause when Nia returned. Not for her, but with her. Victor handed over his keys without a word. 3 months later, Azure reopened under new management. The glass walls stayed, but the menu changed. Affordable lunch specials, ASL-trained staff, a scholarship fund named for Nia's mother. Opening night, Elias arrived in jeans, no ledger. He toasted with the Georgian orange wine Nia once recommended. Hale's firm collapsed in a shareholder revolt. He sold his Hamptons home to cover fines. Nia's first act as GM, a plaque by the host stand. Kindness is not a weakness. It is the foundation. The viral clip hit 20 million views. Deaf teens messaged Nia daily. She hired 3 as hosts. Her mother's insulin arrived prepaid, monthly. On quiet evenings, Nia still walked the floor, but now patrons stood when she approached. She kept the bruised sock in a frame behind the bar, reminder that pain could birth power. What happens when one kick tries to break a spirit? Sometimes a single witness with a phone and a conscience kicks back harder, and the whole world stands with them.